I'm just gonna watch as this angel loses their mind. Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another The East Patch reaction, because, oh, it's a wonderful day, because we have a new season of Angel Hare on the horizon. So, if you remember, I did reactions to the first and second seasons of Angel Hare, how many months ago at this point? Yeah, so back in April and May at this point. And, you know, as I've said before, I've absolutely been loving this series where, again, I know that, like, kind of the analog horror umbrella is kind of thrown around on everything, but this is very much, you know, analog wholesome. Though, this season, I'm not entirely sure. And that's why I say season, because I'm going to be putting all of these into one big video. Though I'm going to be reacting to them as they come out and then just editing them together. So, you know, expect wardrobe changes to happen. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, I've watched other people, you know, do reactions, and Wendigoon, he was extremely distrustful of Gabby and his reaction to Angel Hare, which, I mean, again, given how, you know, most other analog horror series are, you know, totally acceptable. But, you know, that being aside, we saw the trailer for Season 3 a little while ago, and it seemed like somebody was seemingly really freaked out by, like, the new broadcasts of Angel Hare or something like that. So, I mean, that's really weird. Also, they were on April, wait, was it April? So, as an April Fool's sort of joke, though it was released on April 2nd, the East Patch released a short called An Angel Hare Ripoff, and it's a little short about a show called Your Angel's Here, and it's basically sort of like an even cheaper knockoff of Angel Hare that looked like it was animated by Hanna-Barbera, and the two characters are talking about how they have to stop the broadcast of Angel Hare because their life in this show, like this cheap knockoff that nobody's ever watched, has been just an absolute purgatory, and they want their suffering to end. And while, like, the last April Fool's Day one where, like, oh, a secret, like, anime Angel Hare, that was confirmed to be completely, like, non-canonical. In this one, they only said it's
probably non-canon.
So, you know, there's a chance it might affect the story, however little it might be. So, I don't know, somebody who was traumatized by Angel Hare going to team up with Your Angel's Here to try to bring the show down again? Who knows? It's going to be super weird. It's going to be super great. I'm so looking forward to it. So, yeah, this is Disc 1, Cast Down. Disc 1. I'm trying to think. So, obviously, first season was Tape 1. What was Season 2? Yeah, okay, Season 2 was Cases because of the whole Detective Zag Wild thing. So yeah, disc. So we're moving ahead from analog to digital. So I guess that kind of makes sense, though it's a very early form of digital. I mean, we're going to have to see how this plays out. So yeah, of course, as always, because I'm going to be reacting to a whole season, I'm just going to link to the playlist in the description and probably the video in the playlist, though you'll have to see once you actually click on it. But yeah, corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, let's finally get into this then, shall we?
There. Hey. I bet you weren't really expecting to hear from me. Haven't really kept in touch. Oh, wait. I forgot. You read your videos.
Hey, well. Just to show you what happened before I get rid of it for good. Wait, what is this? Common, uncommon, rare at the bottom. What is going on? Is this like some... Is this guy a YouTuber? What is going on here? It started as years ago. Ignore the dude in the corner. This is the only original footage I could find. Wizard, JW, Rogue, Paladin, Mage? What?
So we're just gonna jump in and get through this intro bit.
Oh.
This was back in the day when guys would create these games in their garages and then hand them out in just floppy disks, person to person. Old school.
First big difference is that mine has voice lines for the characters. Okay. This is getting weird. Wait a minute. Okay. So, Angel Gabby, she was like on the TV originally, then it was taped and recorded that way. But originally she was on TV. Zag, he was on film reels and stuff like that. Or maybe it was broadcast. Or maybe it was also broadcast or something, but it was using the film reels as the base. So I have to wonder, is this... I know there's been like the theories going around that we're going to meet the third Angel Hare that you see in that one stained glass that Francis has, that that people have been theorizing might be the Angel Michael or something. So is Angel Michael in computer games, like in old floppy disk games? Is that how this works? And like, was he in like old DOS style RPG games like Ultima or something like that? Is that where this is going? Other copies do not. Next big difference, everything
Today's
else.
the day, isn't it? Don't back down this time. I know you can push yourself. We both know it. You just have to follow through and practice assertiveness. I have faith in you. Let's give it a try.
I can't remember when it first changed, but whenever I was sad or angry, the game always knew why I needed escape. What is going on here? I've been very careful not to look at the comments or anything, but is this guy like being serious? Like, is this actually happening? Or is he like copying or mocking like Angel Hare or something like that? Because like even Jonah, like he at least like edited the video to have text on screen instead of literally writing things on pieces of paper and taking pictures of the stuff. Actually thinking about it, I'm trying to figure out which would be more effort to do. I guess you know what that's like. Wait. Guess you know what that's like. Jonah, Uncle Lou, Mom, Grandpa Alice, Bess, Tavern, Orchard Town. So he knows Jonah. Is this like a video? Wait a second. So is this literally like, so is this guy somehow related to Jonah, or did he see the video or the stream or whatever Jonah posted online and is like almost making like the video equivalent of one of those ransom letters made out of magazine letters and sending it to him or something like that? Is that what's going on here? Here's the original opening quest. Yeah, so we got start, KT to nothing, KAT, scribble, start, KW. Are these maps? What is going on here? Because I know in a lot of those really old DOS RPGs, you'd pretty much have to like make the maps yourself because the game didn't allow or couldn't allow you to, to make them.
So first things first, the king says that the jester kidnapped the princess while we were off stack grinding. So he sends us to the tavern to look for clues. On the way there, we actually want to help out this old lady get her apple to unlock the good ending later. Trust me on this one.
In my copy, it's always something new. Okay, yeah, so there's another angel, or might not even be an angel. There's something in this game.
You must go to the orchard. The opposition that awaits you there is great. But be strong and begin discovering what you can do against those who don't have your interests in mind. Once you bolster yourself, you will be ready to confront the jester and retrieve our stolen princess.
It was cool at first. Insane, but special. Yeah, very much so. Now I'm just tired. I don't want to explain how it came to this, What is it? Here in this line, old lady starts judging me. Tavern keeper doesn't. Kicked out of the kingdom. Still stack. Week 7. Literally just had to ignore the something. Go back in anyway. Stupid.
Speak your mind. Get it all off your chest.
Years of embracing childhood crusades.
Don't give him an inch. He doesn't deserve it.
Judge me if you want. I'm just trying to give you information.
Hey! Segan.
I saw your other videos. Yes, so he literally did see Jonah's videos on YouTube. And there's Jonah character? That's weird. You've dealt with this kind of crazy before. I thought about burying it, burning it, throwing it in a river. But it didn't always used to be like this. Maybe there's something you can do. All I know is it's getting worse. Good luck, Jonah. Your old alibi Segan? Your old alibi? Okay. So I remember in the last episode of season 2, there was the whole thing where like Jonah had like I guess the streams going with both of the shows, and then like a third screen lit up. People were wondering if that was like a third show coming to contact him because he's now in contact with 2 of these other shows and taken on the mantle of Wreath of Life. But is this like did he get emailed this and he just opened it up to show the others? Or did they hack into his system and just force the video onto him? I'm gonna say, this is very... Okay, so I think I was kind of hitting it on the head where this is the video equivalent of getting, like, a ransom note made out of, like magazine letters. Like...
Wait.
Uh-huh. Okay, that was weird. So, okay, so this person, Segan, he referred to himself as Jonah's alibi. Alibi, wait a minute. Going back to season 1 where Gabby potentially did something to either Jonah's father, stepfather, mother's boyfriend, you know, some of that. She talked about giving him an alibi and going over to a friend's house. So is Segan literally one of his childhood friends? The childhood friend that he used as an alibi when his dad, or again, I'm saying dad, but we don't know at this point, when he disappeared. And he too has like experienced with these like supernatural like media. This is weird. Okay, now I'm really upset that I'm watching these one at a time as they come out, because now I gotta wait a week until the next video comes out. Okay. So, this season is going to be weird. And at this point, I have no idea where it could go. And I really want to see where it goes. So, okay, and yes, hello, this is Fortmaster, about a week older than the previous Fortmaster you just saw. So we're on to Disc 2 now, difficult settings, as opposed to difficulty settings? Okay, so yeah, I don't want this video to end up being several hours long, so I'm not going to, ramble on too long, at least I hope don't. But yeah, I've been trying to think of where this season of Angel Hare could be going. Haven't really thought of anything. Though this video, the thumbnail for it, I did see one chocolate brown rabbit that wasn't white nor gray. So maybe we will be getting our third Angel Hare now. Though whether it actually is the Angel Michael, don't know. We're gonna have to see. Again, I didn't know about Angel 𝐀𝐧𝐿 before this, so it could literally pull from literally anything. Who knows? On top of that, I do notice. The only other thing I have to say before I actually start the video proper is the description's first line is, "With friends like these, how did I get?" Yeah, so don't know what I'm getting into. Let's see what Disc 2 has in store for us now then, shall we? From what little I remember, 𝐀𝐧𝐿 and I were friends when I was young. Just the neighbor kid kind of friends, yeah. We lost touch and I never thought about him again. Yeah, that's how it goes. My mom knows his mom on Facebook, so I got his phone number. But he wouldn't pick up. Also, I just saw something. Did he literally just show the full phone number on the phone? 914. What kind of area code is that? Oh, it's the area code for New York. Huh, okay. Again, okay, so they're just brazenly showing the phone number here. So that has to lead to somewhere. So, oh god, is this season going to have an ARG or something? Oh no. You wouldn't pick up yet. I didn't invite friends over much as a kid. Yeah, I know the feeling. So I had to tell Gabby who he was. That's a very big monitor. And she had to tell me about the game. Yes, the game.
We've adapted from all sorts of places. 𝐀𝐧𝐿 just wanted to do things differently.
𝐀𝐧𝐿? Okay, so it's not Michael. Okay, we have a different Angel here.
It's a live interactive experience where you get stuck waiting on kids to solve puzzles. Awful idea.
Our TV schedule gave us breaks, but with their game, it's been so long.
They could have invited us whenever they wanted.
If 𝐀𝐧𝐿 is still in there.
What if we play the game?
You saw the video? The kids said the game's gone all wonky.
Then they need our help, 𝐀𝐧𝐿.
I don't recall Cam appreciating outside advice.
Would you stop making excuses? It's a wellness check, detective. Take the case.
Okay, this I left a comment on the first disc that will hopefully get into, like, an Ask Angel Gabby or Ask Francis whatever type of thing. But what are Francis and Francine? I mean, because, like, obviously 𝐀𝐧 and Gabby, they're angels. So, and as they've said, the whole thing with, like, the shows is that, when the show's not on, they don't have to be there. But what are Francis and Franny? because they're not angels. And from what we saw in season 1, Francis was very careful to stick to the script, even when Gabby was going off doing her own thing. Even to the point where he might be just by himself, like just talking to thin air. So, I mean, what are they? Are they like some sort of weird... Are they literally just the cartoons given life because of the presence of the angels? Or are they like some sort of like lower being that's not human, but they're inhabiting the worlds of the cartoons? What are these things?
Listen, gals, a game's not like an episode. It could be dangerous in there.
I'm not afraid.
Could it hurt you?
Not necessarily, but it works totally different. Commands, controls, user input, we're at a huge disadvantage.
Also, well, then again, he was not in the show for the longest time, so maybe he would learn, but how does he know all of this? Because, like, he did... Well, then again, I mean, video games were around before the internet, so, I mean, I could understand him knowing what a game was, but not really knowing what the internet was. Or, no, actually, wait, thinking back, no, he was just kind of skimming over an exclamation of what the internet was to Gabby. Okay, maybe, okay, yeah, I might be starting to figure out I might be starting to untangle my own morass web of thoughts here.
Camille wouldn't do anything to us.
You think part of it is my fault? Segan's footage had me in it there too.
Don't worry, Jonah. No matter what happened in the past, we choose how it affects us now.
Strange seeing them uncertain. Seeing them worry. Well, I mean, is it really that weird given how Zag was in season 2? I mean, it was pretty much the entire thing was just you and him butting heads and him being shocked or confused or... Well, no, then... I guess that was only during when he was in Angel Hare itself, so... Yeah, never mind. Puts the game in and the computer explodes. AWOL Interactive. Whatever my old friend left in there, whatever of his old friend remains. Move him closer, gotta get him the room to reach. I'll do what I can.
Oh, golly, will I get to meet Angel Cammy?
We'll see.
Oh, here we go. Let's start. We're diving in head first here, it seems. I honestly, I wish I had the money to support them on Patreon. I love this sort of stuff. Evil Inc? Is this real? Is this something we have to worry about? And viewers like you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So just a little thing before I end this section of the video. I'm looking through some of the comments here, and we have one person here, Forever Smiles, and they've pointed out that by looking up Kamel, who appears to be the third angel we're going to be meeting in the series, he apparently helps with peace in the world and people's struggling relationships. Which, I mean, given what we saw that, Jonah and Segan, aren't that close anymore. And what we saw in Segan's recorded, video of him playing the game, it seemed like a lot of 𝐀𝐽's, encouragement and stuff like that they were doing to talking with Seagull was telling him to go forth and talk and be assertive and stuff like that. And given what we saw in season 1 with Gabby having Jonah use Segan as their alibi for whatever happened with their father or whatever, maybe Segan probably felt probably pretty bad afterwards. Especially given that what Jonah says was they eventually just fell apart, their friendship. So we don't know. And again, it's the whole thing. I have to wait another week for the next part of this to come out. It is tearing me apart inside. You guys don't have to deal with that. Only I do. So yeah. God! And here we are. Bonus disc. First save, and it's a letters with Angel Gabby. I mean, as I said in the previous section, I did send off a comment on the first week's, on the first video, the first disc, I guess you could call it, about asking what Francis and Francine were. So, I mean, I hope that gets answered, or, some question similar to it gets answered. But, at the end of the day, I don't know whether this is going to be Francis answering or Angel Gabby answering, because in the music, I guess you could call it music video, the music where they were just playing the soundtrack at the end, where you had Angel Gabby and Francis playing poker with Zag and Francine, at the end of it, Gabby saw that Francis had her mail. So maybe this week, Gabby will be the actual one answering the mail. Who knows? Either way, let's get into this. It's Francis again, okay.
Heavens to Betsy, that office is a bee's nest.
Oh, Miss Franny.
Hey, hon. Zach's still going back and forth with the rest of the Stooges, and I couldn't think straight. So I thought, what's the quietest, emptiest, loneliest place I could go to get all these inquiries addressed?
Right here.
You're not gonna make a lady do all this alone, are you? Fantastic.
Okay. This raises so many more questions. I guess granted, I guess with watching the last season, I wasn't particularly sure how it's Franny, not Francine, but Francis and Franny, how do they see themselves? Because given the fact that Franny has seen Francis both as a human and a honey badger, and she's just seemingly completely nonplussed about the fact that she's a fox. What are these people?
First one's from Ashton Paya, who asked if you and I recall the first time we met. How sweet.
Oh my, it's a little hard to remember. Good thing I made a drawing to commemorate the occasion.
Yeah,
oh,
you
geez.
never can tell who you're gonna get on with.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so they didn't get off of the best of terms. Okay, I'm trying to put sense into a cartoon that's seemingly inhabited by angels. I need to stop doing that or else I'm gonna fry my brain.
Not every road starts at dead end, huh?
I sure am glad we gave each other a chance.
And speaking of your merits, Curdle and Gabe Owen 3593 ask how you got so good at art and if you've got any tips.
Oh gosh, well, thank you. I improved over time with lots of practice, and I'm always on the lookout for new inspiration to learn from.
I like how out of all of these, there's only one drawing of his that's even just semi-related to the actual art style of the cartoon that he's in. All these other ones are just so drastically different. Then you just have this one little semi-accurate sketch just smack dab right in the middle.
It's impossible to keep this one out of museums.
Well, anyway, next we've got Mr. Soma Aricado, Melody Mute,
Frog!
Invisible Ink 597, and Frog, asking how we've been adjusting to the internet and how we're adapting to modern times.
You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
She's been enjoying the esports scene.
Minute was taken, and Versus 22 really want to know what he got into for stealing the mail.
That's a personal matter.
She didn't press charges, the chicken.
Okay, well, at least that was canonical, at the very least.
Miss Franny.
I'm sorry. Here. Denier 3925 asks what it's like for you to be in Wild Hare, and Honored 1811 asks what it's like being an Angel Hare.
It's
different.
Black Wolf 392 asks if Gabby ever has disagreements with other Angel Hares, and how angels resolve disputes.
Everybody's gonna have disputes. It's impossible to have the exact same opinion on everything, but you deal with it.
By listening to each other, compromising, and being able to disagree without anger or ill intent.
Sure, but...
Yeah, I have a feeling like Franny was, going a different direction with that. But, Francis, I gotta say, we need more Francises on the internet. That's all I gotta say.
I should have seen this one coming. William Mackenzie 5008 wants to know if 𝐀𝐧𝐠𝐞𝐥 ever told us stories about camp.
Oh gosh, not anytime recently.
I doubt it's the same camp any of them used to know, with how long it's been.
Time's always gonna change people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be for the better.
Yeah, sometimes. One thing's for sure, you can't be certain of nothing.
Our last letter's from Onyxism36, who wants to know what the connection is between the two of us, and if we're related.
Heavens no, we're not related. We're co-workers.
Related? Badger? Fox. Yeah, I don't see any form of family tree that would work with that unless you were talking like, the species tree. That... Unlikely case. Fran. Okay, so I mean, just all this aside, so, they might have been a couple at one point, but, people change, as they said, and, people break up. But also, there's a third person here. So is this whoever Cal's, in media friend is? Interesting. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously this wasn't, main lore or anything like that, but I mean, it's always the little things, and also just the really strange world building of all of this. I mean, again, it's the whole thing of, if the shows are their own worlds, and, Francis and Fran, exist outside when the show isn't running or anything, at that point, which art style is the real one? The show's art style? Or, Francis's art style, where he draws them more, I guess you call realistic or more animalistic, as opposed to, the show where they're all, bipedal, cartoony, all that sort of deal. Next, I'd have to wait till next week until we see, the actual next full part. But, oh, God. End my suffering, please. Hi. Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise. This is Disc 3 reformatting. And this has just come out a day after the first bonus disc, or, bonus disc first save. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to have to wait another week before we got more Angel Hare. But, hey, what do you know? We don't. So I'm going to go on a limb here and say that we're actually going to, end up in the game, or, not we, but, Jonah's actually going to be playing the game, and we're going to see what kind of weird shenanigans are actually happening in there. Also, I'm a part of the Angel Hare Discord now. I'm not part of, I'm on it. And somebody actually posted before asking to actually look what a Hydrox is. The animal that the name of the game is actually named after. And my God, they are so adorable. But, adorable little animals I'd never heard of before aside, let's actually get this started. It's strange. Diving into something so unfamiliar. But I don't let new things scare me anymore.
Choose who you'd like to be, and the others will join you.
Well, Hydrox, okay. There you go.
Wanna stand in for the rest of the party, Gabs?
I don't like the idea of hiding.
Yeah, well, we're less likely to break something if we go in under cover.
Yeah.
Careful transposing your ethereal form across divergent planes, Gabby.
It's funny. The whole thing with Francis is he gives off, very, Southern hospitality, very proper, very, good guy vibes. But then he does stuff like this, or just that, he's obviously smarter than he lets on. And now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, that kind of does play into the whole thing. I mean, like, canonically, he is an actuary, so, you have to be kind of smart to do all that math.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Oh my God, the feathers on her cap. The feathers on her cap look like bunny ears. Okay. Oh, and the wings on the helm. Okay, they look like I don't know, his hair? Also, you could also say their ears as well. Okay. But also, I just gotta go back because I blinked and I didn't see the transition happen.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's just go.
It just pops. Okay.
Today's the day, isn't it? You're really leaving. I hope your years of training prove successful. And when you come back, promise me you'll be a good friend.
Was that change still for Segan? Or is it already adapting to us? Was I not a good friend? You have spent many years improving and have returned at last.
Looks like the banquet ended without us.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to do something, aren't you, Jonah?
Oh, I'm surprised to see you. Have you come back after all this time to help?
It shouldn't feel different talking to a game instead of a show. But it does. I should know I do it a lot of times.
Then you should go into town and find the jester. That wicked fool is the reason the princess... why she's...
It's a bit of a sore subject. Let's talk to the king more once we've built up some trust.
Where's the Hydrox? Oh my, wait a second. Oh my God, is that him right there? Is that where he is?
Is Cam gonna give us the runaround all day, or come out and say hi already?
Don't be upset with them. When we find their friend, we can ask what's going on.
They clearly don't want to talk is what's going on.
We might not have to run around. Older games were far from perfect. Oh, they had glitches and soft locks. Okay, so, Jonah's gonna try to break the game. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, and I'm far too young to have played like this generation of gaming. thinking back, I think like the first computer game I had was Microsoft Train Simulator. And you know, that's like not an entire, several generations different from these. Not even point and click. These like the adventure games where you have to type in everything because they don't, you know, offer keyboard arrow key support or anything like that. Oh god, that is such a different generation right there. And skips.
Now that we have the bird feather, the clay from that shoe, and the broken weather vane, we can bring him to the king, and he can actually tell us it looks like it's at the cave at the edge of the evil forest. So that's where we're going to be heading. So the clouds roll away on the map, and we can say go to cave. Yep. And in here is that weird little fella who kidnapped the princess.
If we already know the solution, oh god, okay, I can totally see how this would even work in the game itself, because I would imagine something like this. Granted, you know, this is me with my limited understanding of programming, but I would very much imagine that you have all the places you can go and just the list, but the developer of the game didn't put in any checks or anything to make sure, you make sure you can have this, and this before you're able to like use this command or anything like that. Oh god, yeah, I can totally see. I've seen enough like old game reviews where I can totally see something like this actually happening. Especially on, looking at the game, it does look very well, like graphics-wise. Though, I mean, if they were in like some sort of form of time crunch while developing it, I can very much see them not bug testing something like that. You can skip straight there. Or, never mind. Cam's helper.
This ain't good.
Their friend.
He's gone?
Well, then who was the Hydrox then? I thought the Hydrox was going to be, you know, the friend. But okay, now I'm wondering. So maybe that's why the game is going so screwy. Cam's friend disappeared, and they've been alone in the game. I guess Cam would always have to be ready, as Zag said, that, you know, the show's being, it was Gabby that said, never mind, but they basically said, you know, the show's having a schedule gave them breaks so they could leave, but Cam was always having to be ready because you can play a computer game at any time. So the fact that their friend seemingly disappeared could mean that they've literally gone nuts just from the solitude, and that's why the game's gone weird. Okay. So, I mean, first season was finding childhood memories, finding Angel Gabby. Second one was, finding a missing Angel Gabby because she disappeared. But now we're dealing with the other side of the coin. We're missing, like, the Angel's friend. Which means, I wonder if we're going to meet Cam first before their friend. Okay. Interesting. Also, very good music. It fits the game, as the old game aesthetic perfectly. Oh god, I mean, this combined with the fact that that there was like the Angel Gabby question so soon before this, Oh god, I'm absolutely going nuts trying to figure out where this is going to go. But we do have a piece. Angel Cam's friend is missing, which, as I said before, I am, actually in the East Patch Discord now, and we were kind of like talking, just talking of questions, looking at like the ending of the bonus disc, but somebody had like Angel Hare trading cards, which I had no idea that was the thing. How do you get those? Are they like on the merch store? Are they limited edition? What happened with those? It seems there's a bit of a theme with the Angel's friend's name. So we met Francis, then we met Francine, and then the third one is what I can only assume is Francois. Actually, I should probably check that first.
Francois.
Okay, I was right. So, I mean, I guess I should have seen it coming with the fact that, both the helpers we had beforehand were for Francis and Francine. But, so we have a name at the very least, and it seems that Francois is missing. So, very interesting. I'm going to have an absolute time going on the Discord, reading other people's theories, trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, until next week, I will see you then. And here we are! Disc 4, Disconnected. So I'm doing this one a little differently because I'm going to be recording it with the live premiere. So say hi, everybody! But as of right now, the premiere doesn't happen for another 17 minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to cut directly to that. If Angel Hare reflects Gabby, and Wild Hair reflects Zag, I'm not sure what Hyrix on the Rock says about Cam. Because so far, their game is a lonely one.
Now their friends, MIA?
I don't understand.
Is he gone or just not here? Well, yeah, because, I mean, you did literally skip forward in the game. You might have not hit the trigger that spawns him in yet or tells him to be there yet. So, yeah, that is a very rare possibility.
You ever see the Badger leave his post?
He's gone. Why would he be gone?
Can you blame him? Look at this place.
Empty streets, missing assets. There's something worse going on here than an overly adaptive game, isn't there?
From there, we take the king's money and head to the Dark Forest where the wizard's waiting.
Something that has Gabby worried.
Gabby?
There's nothing to look at. Invalid command. We should ask around about the princess. I'm sorry. There is no saved game to restore.
Jonah? Where did you go?
It took me to the forest. But it left you behind. What?
This is why I hate games. It's always another puzzle. Nothing can be straightforward.
It's okay. Jonah can do this.
Alone?
Sending a civilian in without backup? If Cam gets alone with him.
What? Okay, now where did the car come from?
Jonah, Kamael isn't used to performing like us. Running a game, having control over everything, it's a different mindset. Their goal is to motivate you down the path they design.
They're used to manipulating your down-and-out vulnerable type.
Sexy girl.
I mean, that's right. I mean, given everything we've seen, yeah, but I mean, you could have put it a bit more politely, Zag, there. I mean, that was a bit blunt.
Just look out for yourself.
She trusts me. And I trust her judgment.
careful, kid. There's only 2 ways I know of for a hero to lose their sidekick, and neither are good.
Maybe it didn't happen on purpose.
Oh my god, is this... Okay, so is this video gonna be mostly with the 2 friends as, like, the side companions, rather than Gabby and Zag? Okay, that's gonna be different.
Don't be naive, hun. This gig is about commitment. You're either fired, or you quit.
Hello, bird. What? Oh, that's it. You're either fired or quit. Just, my question from before still stands. What are, I guess, as Zag put it, the Frans? Because they're not angels, but they're obviously, like, somehow entangled with the media that they're, like, from. But Francine, like, you're either fired or you quit. Where would what I suppose is Francois go? And also, but what would happen if it were, like, what do you have to do as the Angel's assistant to get fired as well? Okay. Okay, this is definitely tricky. This is going places I didn't think. Also, how long is this series going to be? Because before the other seasons, excluding like the little funny in between, question and answering, parts, they were like about 6 episodes. So is this one going to be 6 episodes too? Or is it going to be longer? Because it doesn't feel like we've completed anything. Like, it seems like we're just hitting the midpoint now. Again, so many questions. Again, it's this tape didn't answer, or this disc, I should say, didn't answer anything. We're just left with more questions. Oh god, yeah. So again, that's it for me for today. See you next week. Okay, here we are. Bonus disc last load. Okay, yeah. So this is one of the intermediate videos. Last load. I mean, yeah, I have no idea what this is about. I mean, of course, when you open up the video, it starts playing, and this time, it's like demo use only, internal use only? So it's not, like a VHS tape like the previous question and answer videos, so definitely gonna have to see where this one goes. Oh, it's based on the game.
Hello
Demo.
there. Type your inquiry, and I'll do my best to help.
Oh, okay, so it's the high... Again, there's so many questions here. So, again, I was asking before, I thought, like, the Hydrox animal was, Cam's, like, assistant, their Fran, but in this case, is it actually going to be, are they themselves going to be answering the questions instead of their Fran companion? Okay.
Oh, though that does not exist asks what I know about Hyrax, and if I have free will. Hyrax are mammals who like to find homes in whatever little crack or cove in a rock they can find. This makes us resilient and formidable. As for free will, that's a broadly defined concept.
Of course.
Here's
You can never have the
game.
simple questions,
Honor
can you?
Janice asks if there's currently a queen, or if the princess was going to be queen. It may appear the princess is fated to be queen someday, but we all have unique paths we can take. Sometimes it's worth exploring if the most obvious destiny is truly the one worth chasing.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Zelda wants to know what it's like having Jonah suddenly return, and Abby Kadabby wants to know how to mend a broken friendship. It can be hard to see old connections again, and how to mend them depends entirely on what broke them in the first place. Is there trust to reestablish? Resentment to pull out and address together? Sometimes it's best for both parties to stay separate. But
granted, I mean, the little we know about, you know, Jonah's friendships before, it seemed very much like it was just like, you know, a schoolyard friendship. We don't really know how deep it went. I mean, of course, Jonah went over to the house and evidently used him as an alibi. Yeah, I can see where the trouble from that would possibly come from.
But the best relationships can be worth working for. It really depends.
Of course, of course.
Marks Eats Batteries 5829 wants to know if it's ever hard to accept the forgiveness you've been given. Oh yes, forgiveness is a gift and can't be demanded or forced. Once it's given, though, it should be treated preciously. Put it somewhere safe where you can always look back and remember that things are okay now.
This is my box of forgiveness. So I know that's not actually what they meant, but I mean, I laugh at the mental image of that.
And nurture it well by continuing to act in a way that earns forgiveness. That way, it will always be a strong and healthy defender against any doubts or judgments. Mark had asked who the man on the outside was, and why he stopped helping Gabby. Whatever this is referring to, it sounds like a clear Title 11 United States Code Section 101 to me.
What? Definition, in this title, the following definition shall apply. The one term accountant means accountant authorized under applicable law to practice public accounting, and includes professional accounting, associations, corporation, or partnership, if so authorized. So did the guy just go bankrupt? What?
Allison Beatty 8986 wants to know why angels are always held by friends. Toonie Birdcam wants to know if...
Okay, yeah, so that got them. That definitely got them. I mean, granted, I mean, the fact that we're actually getting our answers answered by an angel as opposed to Francis for the first time in basically ever. I mean, of course you're going to throw in a couple of, you know, angel-specific questions there. Oh, God, I wish we had an actual answer session with Gabby. That would be so much fun. I mean, I love Francis, but I mean, come on. It's called Letters to Angel Gabby, for crying out loud.
Angel Hares need to pick their friend and helper, or if they can go it alone. Ansung Gustafsson 9966 asks if there have been any other instances of friends quitting or being fired. The dragon, the axe.
Yeah, let's push that off to the side for now.
Solano asks how I answer everyone's questions and if I ever need a break. Well, I could sure use a break right now. Do you want to exit the game and eject that there disc champ? Be a pal? Just gotta raise that lever and yank the disc out? Whenever you're ready, I'd sure love a break. It's fun hanging out, but the best things come in doses.
Oh God, the poor guy's tired.
Are you just going to watch?
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch as this angel loses their mind. Okay, so now I'm just imagining that it's literally just Jonah staring and watching the screen as it's happening, and you just have like Angel Gabby and Angel Zag off to the side watching their friend just steadily go more and more nuts. Oh God, I mean, again, that's funny, but also very sad.
Okay, buddy. I'm just gonna pop back to the main menu. Check back in later, okay? Much later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm really liking the music of this season. I mean, I've always been a fan of, you know, video game type music. Yeah, so, I mean, if it wasn't obvious before, it seems that, you know, 𝐀𝐧𝐿 is the Hydrox specifically. Though, I wonder what specifically makes them different, because so far, you know, all the other angels we've met have been depicted as hares or, you know, rabbits or whatever. Because, you know, Angel Gabby, you know, Gabby was Angel Hare, Zag was Zag Wild or Wild Hare. Why is Cam, you know, not a hare of some description? What makes them different that they're a Hydrox instead? Very interesting. We're gonna have to see, especially because I know that with this being a bonus tape, most likely either sometime today or tomorrow, the next actual disc will come out. So I'm waiting for that. Well, okay, here we are. Disc 5, Fail State. Ooh, doesn't that sound ominous? Okay, so I mean, in the bonus disc I just watched yesterday. We had 𝐀𝐧𝐿 asking questions. It appears that their Fran having either left or been fired has really affected them, and it seems that them being alone is slowly driving them crazy. Or not only being alone, but also just being constantly on the clock as well, which, I mean, both of those are very valid. So, but yeah, we should probably get this one started. Gabby says the game will lead me. I need to be careful how I follow.
I'm afraid the wizard left years ago, hero. This isn't about the princess. She's in a mine for the whole story. You should be asking about yourself.
Okay.
Whose self?
Just type in ask about myself. There. 𝐀𝐧𝐿 gave the game to me. I have to stop acting like a guest.
Look who's finally taking some responsibility. But it's too little, too late. And you're using shortcuts again. I get the feeling you're used to cheats. But let's see how that works out. Let's skip straight to the end.
Okay, well, I mean, to be completely fair, I mean, it wasn't Jonah's fault that stuff happened. It was Gabby who, depending, I mean, we don't actually know exactly what happened. So it's like, at this point, it's 50-50 whether it was actually Angel Gabby that did whatever and just told him to go over to his friend's house, or if, like, Gabby told him to do something, then go over to the friend's house. I mean, yeah, like, he keeps acting like Jonah, who was a small child when all of this originally happened, was not in fact also talking to an angel who was helping him out as well.
You've reached me at last. But what's this? No quests, no jester, no deeds? I'm afraid you can't actually beat the game with so few points. I thought you'd come here and prove you were a good friend, but what do you have to show for it?
I'm not doing this for points.
Why? To find out why you're in his game?
To find out how to help an old friend.
𝐀𝐧𝐿 isn't your friend. You just used him to get out of your house, to play his games. Do you know how long he suffered? Seeking people's approval because of you?
This isn't about me.
Do you think there's a 𝐀𝐧𝐿 here?
You've been here the whole time. So, wait a second. How okay, wait, so has it been... Oh my god, the map has been a clenched fist this entire time. Almost. I mean, it's in the shape, but yeah. Oh my god, that's clever. Huh.
Games are better when you actually play them.
I'm not here to play.
No, you're here to try and fix me. so you can make Segan feel better, to make yourself feel better. You're still just using people.
I didn't use my friend.
No? Then why do you feel guilty for being around the others? Why do you still use your time with them as an escape? Why do you always need their permission? Why do you think they're too good for you?
Well, I mean, me being the little sinner that I am, I would think that possibly, ignoring whatever is going off in Jonah's head, there is, the very, very basic fact that they're literal angels. So, like, there is that little sense that you could, even if you are friends with one, or a couple in Jonah's case, that there could be that lingering sense of inferiority, given that you're in the presence of something it could be, or most likely is, in direct communion with God. Now, granted, I wouldn't imagine that Gabby would see it that way, but you never know. Us humans are quirky that way. Use my friends, but they use my help too. Things may be different now, but we can still lean on each other because we are good friends. Use rogue.
Jonah, are you okay?
We got you.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Keep your eyes up.
Okay, I get the title of the game. You had 𝐀𝐥 cornered, and he just quit the game afterwards. Okay. We talk about a sore loser.
Pray, at last the hero is revealed. Oh, you really did confront your worries, gain confidence, and become a good friend. Congratulations on completing your quest.
All this time, 𝐀𝐥 didn't hide. They knew my fears. They made me face them. They were still running their game.
The heck was that supposed to be?
It's 𝐀𝐥 the world. The characters were all 𝐀𝐥. Were you just realizing that now? Granted, whoever they have voicing 𝐀𝐥 was able to, do their, voice act in a way where they were able to sound like multiple characters, but you could tell they were done by the same person. So, given the fact that, this game, on top of everything else, is the only one of its kind that has complete voice acting, especially of a game of that vintage. Yeah, we like Jonah, but he's not the sharpest. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, Cammy.
Today is the day, isn't it? You're really leaving.
𝐀𝐥, we've been so worried about you.
I hope your years of training.
Oh no, they
prove
can't.
Successful.
Would you knock it off?
𝐀𝐥, it's us.
Cam wants it to stay on their terms.
And when you come back,
We just want to talk to you.
promise me
The real
you'll
you.
be a great warrior. Bring me back a golden feather from across
Hey, Gabby.
the seas.
You want to try
and
your
if you
hand-holding
keep
approach?
your promise.
Wait,
It's been long enough.
Oh my god, is Gabby literally just gonna pull 𝐀𝐥 out of the game and into the cartoon? Please tell me that's what's going to happen, please. Time to compromise. Okay. I thought it was a grab a shoulder, grab an arm. No, they grab the portraits. Oh God. Now I don't know whether Cam's screaming is from pain or just, you know, torment, that they don't want it. Again, as Jonas said, they want to go on their terms. But still, I mean, it's like, no. So we have one final episode after this, and I still got several questions rolling around in my little noggin. First of all, I mean, we gotta figure out or find out what happened to 𝐀𝐥𝐿's Fran, or Francois, as I'm led to believe they're called. What happened to them? Why did they leave, or why were they fired? But also, I mean, so again, that whole thing was just 𝐀𝐥𝐿 trying to get to Jonah, and mission succeeded on that front, but now we have to help the other angel. Oh God. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do a little bit of theorizing here. So next episode, next week, I don't know, like, the way this is going to go. Don't know whether there's going to be another bonus disc or it's just going to be the final episode. I think, thinking back, the other seasons have only ever had like 2 bonus, you know, whatever they were. So I don't think we're going to be getting any more bonus discs, unfortunately. But now I'm really wondering, I'm very curious, like, in the next episode, are we going to find their Fran? Very rarely do these episodes ever go over like 5 or 6 minutes, which, you know, here we are. I wonder if 𝐀𝐥𝐿's missing Fran is going to be, you know, the topic of season 4 of Angel Hare, if, you know, we don't find out what happened to Francois in the next episode. Oh God, this is, again, it's almost done, and we'll see you next time. And what do you know, here we are, disc 6. Save and continue. I have to say, this entire season of Angel Hare has felt a lot different than the other ones I've watched, purely because, as I said before, I've been watching these as they've been coming out, as opposed to just watching them all in one big go. And it's just, again, I've said multiple times that the worst part of the series has just been, you know, waiting for the next video to show up. But at the same time, like, I am so sad that this is actually the end. I think I talked about in the last video, like, I was questioning whether or not this would actually be the last video. I think it is. But yeah, I think it really much is. So, you know, that's sad. So yeah, I mean, just thinking back, the last episode ended with Gabby pulling 𝐀𝐥𝐿 out of the game, literally kicking and screaming, and they were going to pull them into Angel Hare, hopefully so that, you know, the more simplistic tone of, you know, of her show would like, you know, just help, like, bring him more under control and just to talk to him about what's going on and all that. So again, that kind of goes to the theory that, I mean, I very highly doubt that we're going to find out what happened to 𝐀𝐥𝐿's Fran in this one video. So most likely, if or when it happens, that will be the topic of season 4. I'm calling it now. But I probably shouldn't waste any more time on this. Let's finally get into the last part of Angel Hare season 3.
𝐀𝐥𝐿, we just want to help. Please, talk to us.
𝐀𝐥𝐿's not having a good time with any of this. No, definitely not.
It's a tough hand, but it's how kids are. They won't always do as they're told.
I'm not stupid, Detective. I know why Segan threw me away. But then, why would he go to you?
Me?
You weren't the nicest kid. Lots of kids are horrible, actually. They don't know any better.
He was going through a lot.
Yeah, and that's the, what was it? I've read it and seen a lot of things that like children, especially young children, are. I mean, for lack of a better word, they're basically psychopaths. Like they're basically just pure, unfiltered id until like, what, like 6 or 7 at the very least. Then they actually start, thinking about other people as if they're other people. And even then, like, sometimes not. Though, then again, take what I'm saying with a huge grain of salt. I'm not a psychologist in, like, any meaning of the word. But yeah, kids are horrible.
Everyone is, Angel. That's why I was helping Segan. Assertiveness, boundaries. He had so much potential left.
Sounds like he's learned some boundaries.
𝐀𝐧𝐠𝐞𝐥.
Come on, this doesn't take a detective. Constant fights and battles. You always playing the villain?
It works.
Oh, I bet it does.
But don't you think at some point he just needed a friend?
You had a friend. What happened? Yeah, very important.
Francois left. I'm not really sure when.
Cammy, you can't neglect yourself like this. If it weren't for Jonah, your game.
Dead media. But it worked, didn't it? You feel stronger about your relationships now. I know what I'm doing. People like to win.
Dead media. That's one way of putting it. Huh. But yeah, I mean, people like to win, but they don't... But, they like to feel, some form of accomplishment. I mean, just loading up a game and then saying, you win! I mean, it's the whole thing of, it's the journey that matters. I mean, personally, I know I've played, obviously, given my channel, I've played a lot of games. And more than a couple of times after I've done, playing the game normally, I'll go back to the beginning, like, use cheats or something, just, be super overpowered, just go over the top, it's like, max research, max resources, max damage, I'm invincible, but it gets boring very quickly. But when you always lose, yeah, that's also another thing, yeah.
The game isn't whole anymore, Cameo. Things are missing, and there are...
What? Did Cameo's eyes grow redder? Because I know, like, each of them in the bunny forms have different colored eyes. I didn't see Cameo... Were Cameo's eyes always red? No, they were green before. Okay.
But seeing is believing.
The game isn't whole anymore, Cameo. Things are missing, and there are... gaps. You've sacrificed so much of it for someone you cared about, to fix their problems.
Don't you dare offer to help me. I'm not one of your kids.
Told you.
I don't need your help. Then don't take our help.
You're always telling me that.
But don't ignore your own problems either.
My problem?
You never gave yourself a break. You don't have a support system. And honestly, you're really abrasive. Yeah, way to hold your punches there, Jonah. I mean, in real life, I don't know, really how much of a break angels really need at any given time. But, we've seen in the show that being stretched too thin does things to an angel. I mean, hello, that was the entire point of Season 2 with Gabby being, being released to the internet after only having, analog TV to go with for, the entirety of her thing before, and then books before that. So, yeah, I mean, breaks are good for everything from physical embodiment to mental strength. It's just, You need to give yourself breaks, and being an NPC in a computer game is generally not one of the best things, given that nowadays, 24-hour nonstop streaming is a thing people do for some reason.
Jonah.
I was completely right. He was a bit forward there. So make that your quest.
Well, let me tell
Help yourself for once.
that lady friend you entertain from out of town.
I've never tried this before, but I don't want to drive anyone else away.
So I'll give it a try.
No matter how long it takes.
Maybe I'll return one day to show that I'm a good friend.
Is the game just going to stop working? That was nice. And Jonah's met back up with 𝐀𝐧𝐠𝐞𝐥. Till you call again. Unless I'm reading too much into things, was that suggesting that somebody was watching? Like that somebody was watching Jonah from like far away? Okay, again, always these little leads that get just always the little seeds that get for the next season. But there we go. That was the end of season 3. Never mind, why did I say chapter? Oh god. Again, I'm still like thinking that we'll most likely win, given everything that's given this season 4 hits, that it's going to be about finding 𝐀𝐧𝐠𝐞𝐥's friend, Francois. And given that, 𝐀𝐧𝐠 said that Francois left a while ago and they don't even remember specifically when. Again, I've talked about it a couple of times now. But what exactly, I'm still super curious as to what the Frans even are. Now, granted, I mean, I can get the whole thing of, not looking into it, because the more stuff that the creators, tell, then the more stuff they have to keep track of, and the more complicated it gets telling future stories. I can totally get behind that what the Frans are kind of just stays sort of a nebulous mystery. They're just, they're the Angel Hare's helpers. I can totally get behind that. But just the fact that they can leave whatever media they're in of their own accord. It just raises so many questions in my head, and it is driving me absolutely nuts. But yeah, that's definitely going to be it for now. This has been a reaction. Actually, when did the first video come out? Yeah, so this has been a reaction basically a month in the making. And I hope that everybody watching this enjoys it. Of course, as always, if you haven't for some reason watched Angel Hare, link to the original in the description, link to the whole playlist. If you haven't seen my reactions to Season 1 and Season 2, I'll link to them as well. But yeah, that is definitely going to be it for now. So, of course, as always, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Help me, Angel Hare. Don't leave me here on my own. Save me, Angel Hare. When I'm in danger, visit my home. Precious defender.